All right, give me a sound check. Going live on here. All right, give me a sound check. Going live on here. All right, give me a sound check. There it is. There is the volume. So sound check. Sound check seems to work. We'll just go live on here. We'll wait for some people to get on here. I have said in previous live streams that if something happened to the other channel, to come here. So maybe there'll be some folks chiming in or watching here. That's great. So yeah, we'll give some time for people to show up. All right, we have a couple. Chime in. Who is here? Who is here? Listen, I'm trying. I'm trying. I told people come to this channel if that other channel didn't work, and it appears it didn't work tonight. So we're gonna go on this one. We'll wait for some folks to show up. We're at 2. Have to start somewhere. Have to start somewhere. Copy the link. Send it to some people. Look how thin that battery is. It's a thin one. I'm going to put a video on Instagram. Yes. Okay. I'm going to be live, but not on the normal live channel. That channel is suffering from a channel strike. So go to 3R Operations. Did it work? It's not even working. Okay. Live, not on the Tactical Response Crew channel because it's suffering from a channel strike. Go to this YouTube channel, 3R Operations, because we're already live. We're live. So go to the 3R Operations YouTube channel, click on the live, and hang out. Here we go. All right, here we go. So the two of you that are in here, do you not have commenting ability, or you just don't want to? Already can't even live stream. You're right. Already got a channel strike. I haven't even started yet. I haven't even started, and I'm already getting channel strikes. Apparently, it's probably from it. I believe it's from probably an old video. People are messaging me. Where can I see the video? 3R Operations. It's crazy out here. The internet is Thunderdome. So we're about to see how many Instagram followers are going to come over. Probably one. Uncle Guns, have we ever met each other? You say it makes you like and trust me more. I'm guessing we haven't met. If we met, that would already have been out of the way. Layaway. I'm on layaway. You got an idea of a class you're coming out for? Yeah, listen, this one-on-one interaction, you're using up your layaway right now. This is one-on-one personal attention. The the clock is ticking. Your layaway is being used up. It's like a private video. No, but what class are you considering taking? Nice. If you can't take trifecta, if that doesn't work out for you to take trifecta, what's one class? Have you taken any classes yet? Actually, have you taken any? What have you taken so far at Tactical Response? Oh, that's great. Yeah, immediate action medical, can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. You will be way more likely to use medical training than you will pretty much any other training. Then somebody will say to me, "Yeah, but what about training for with a fire extinguisher?" I'm like, I don't know, but yeah, medical training, you will definitely be more likely to use that than any other training. So cool. All right, we have some folks showing up. We have some folks showing up. This is great. Have you trained anywhere else? Since we're just sitting here and I'm communicating with people on here to send them the link. Have you trained anywhere else yet? And since it's just us, we'll wait for some more people to show up. While you're answering the question, if you've trained anywhere else, if you don't want to answer it, that's okay. But what are you looking to get out of your training? Ask some questions. Ask your questions. Or do you want any clarification on training? Who else is in here? It says there's 5 people. 5 people on here. So who else is in here? It's interesting to me that YouTube will give strikes out for whatever they gave a strikeout for, which in the broad picture of things is probably something firearms related, right? But people can do all sorts of degeneracy on the internet, which is great. But and I get it. I get it that YouTube is a I believe it's publicly traded. I believe, but with all the other degeneracy on the internet, We get channel strikes for firearm stuff. And Uncle Guns, where are you from? What state are you from? If you don't want to say what state you're from, what region? What region? Former military. Thank you for your service. Yeah, Gary. Don't be sorry you're late. Don't be sorry you're late. Listen, we're on the backup channel right now. So yeah, I was like, let me go live on my channel. Now listen, I've told people if something happened to that other channel, preemptively gave the warning if something happens to that channel, come to the 3R operations channel. And so here we are. Uncle Guns, no need to apologize. You're good. It's awesome. Listen at work. Yep. What's up, Gary? Thanks for showing up. Where'd you see me post the link at? Was it in one of the groups or was it from Instagram? Stay on here for a bit, see if anybody turns up. And oh. Nice, okay. Yeah, cool. What you got, Gary? Any questions? Any clarification on anything? No, Kevin, you didn't miss anything last night. You didn't miss it. It couldn't go on last night. Couldn't go on tonight because apparently there's a channel strike. So I've said it for the other 5 people that were here before you turned up. I said if anything ever happened, come to this channel. So the 3R operations channel. Gary, I never got the security film. I ended up getting rid of that 4Runner. Which 4Runner was it? I had a 23 4Runner TRD off-road premium. Never got to film on the windows, that security film that I wanted. Ended up selling that one privately. I got another 4Runner, a 24 4Runner TRD Pro. And listen, this is not a car channel, but we talk about cars. It's fine. Vehicles. And so I got a 24 4Runner TRD Pro. Bought that new. And I bought a Tacoma TRD Pro new at 23. So I had the 3rd gen Tacoma, the 5th gen 4Runner, and I was good. I was like, I'm good with the Toyota trucks. Then I started looking into Land Cruisers, the 300 series ones that you cannot get in America unless you buy it with the Lexus badge on it. So it was the Lexus LX 700H Overtrail, which is a 300 series Land Cruiser. So it's triple locked. It's got a front lock, center lock, rear diff lock. And I traded in my 4Runner, the 24 4Runner TRD Pro and the Tacoma TRD Pro, the 23. Traded both of those in. Basically got sticker price for both of them, or at least what I paid. And now I have this Lexus LX 700H Overtrail. And it has laminated glass. They call it acoustic glass, but the glass is laminated, so it's nice. A lot of these newer Toyotas with the acoustic glass are with the acoustic glass. Like the new Trail Hunter, the Toyota Tacoma Trail Hunter has laminated glass just on the front side windows for sound. I appreciate you 5 turning up and watching this. This is good. It has to start somewhere. It has to start somewhere. If you have anybody you want to send the link to, send it to them. Tell them we're live for about 7 more minutes. Yeah, it's pretty legit. Where's Deco? That's so you are here by way of DeCamillo. So awesome. That's awesome. Meaning you've watched my channel because Deco was on my channel. That's legit. Oh, okay, cool. All right. So you're not okay. That's awesome. That's good. You are here for tactical response material. That's good. So cool. You know Deco. So should I do more videos with him? Should I get him on the channel? I know you're gonna say yes. I'll see what I can do about that. Talk to him often, and so I'll see what I can do about that. Speaking of that, I have a bunch of memorabilia. I have the bucket cars from Jackass, the bucket cars where they were going down a hill and they were on rollerblades, and those 2 bucket cars. I have those bucket cars. I have the what else do I have? So I have the I believe it's a Matt Hoffman bike that they rode on Jackass on the ramp, and they jumped into the lake with it, and then Dunn drove it into the front of a car that Deco was driving, and it bent the forks for CKY4 right in the intro to CKY4. After that, they didn't use it anymore because it bent the forks. I have that bike. What else? So, do you know about Narkill? If you know about Narkill, I have about 5 of those Narkill yellow albums. The yellow album. Raekwon. was on a tech deck back in the day. I have probably a half a dozen of those tech decks. So about a half a dozen of those. There were mini tech decks and full-size tech decks. And so, yep. So Rake is doing, he's doing some, let me tell you what he's doing. I'll tell you right now. So you should go, not sure if you watched that. Yeah, that's right. He-Man, Beast-Man. So Rake is doing, all right, so Rake is doing a thing called grave hunting. Okay, so you should go check that out. Go to Instagram, go to Rake Yan, click on his, and then go to his grave hunting thing. And it's called, it says, Histories Forgotten Are Calling. They excavate the undisclosed, track their living bloodlines with DNA, and bury them properly. So, yeah. Alvaron. I could call you Alvarona. Alvaron. So, yeah, the background's pretty legit, right? I had to bring that back. Had to. And thanks. Retirement definitely suiting me well. I haven't even shaved. It's cool though. I've never had a beard this long. I've always kept it clean shaven. I've never even had a mustache. I just shave it all off. I'm trying though. I'm trying. Yeah, Calhoun. So I have a lot of that memorabilia. All the tons of CKY. I have CKY. I have boxes of CKY stuff. So CKY VHSs right after it was Land Speed. So it was CKY, like CKY1 on VHS. I probably have tons of those, just tons of them. Yes. You know what? I have something I'll show you. Hang on. All right, Calhoun. I keep some stuff in the studio. I keep a healthy amount of stuff. Check this out. So look at this shirt. Narcall. Did you ever hear of Narcall? So Narcall was Brandon's. That was Brandon's prank calls. So Narcall. Here's another Narcall. Look at this one. Look at that one. Marcus, I don't know how it happened. Already happening. Calhoun, look at this one. Look at this shirt. That's some memorabilia for you there. Narkill. And it's got Narkill there. No, Marcus, didn't take me long at all. I didn't even say anything. I haven't even gotten started yet, and there's already channel strikes coming in. Totally ridiculous. We have 10 people in here. 10. Give me something to talk about. It's mildly fun that there's already been one channel strike. I believe it was from an older video, but Yeah. Yeah, Alvarone. The online presence. I haven't even started with the online presence stuff yet. People say, you said some stuff. I said, I haven't really said anything. I really haven't said anything yet. Haven't even gotten started yet. So we're good. Yep. Yeah, Marcus. Yes. Mm-hmm. Remember Jaeger had a shirt said 1984, and everybody would be like, "You're in the Illuminati," and you're. Remember he had that 84 shirt. I don't know if you remember that, but back in the day, he had this shirt, and people would be like, "He's part of the Illuminati" and all this stuff. So yeah. All right, we're up to 11 people. Give me something to talk about. I'm in a good mood to talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's tradition. That's cool. So Alvaron says, I remember when you took fighting shotgun and did the AAR talking about running slugs in your gun. Do I still run slugs? Yeah, I still run slugs. You've been a really, in caps, shouting, long time, really long time follower of James and my channel. It's awesome. Appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. And think so. I was a police officer for a very long time, 27 years. People are like, but I was a cop. I was a cop for 32 years. Good for you. I was a cop for 27 years, and so 7 years as a city cop in Massachusetts, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and then I was a state trooper for a little over 20 in New York. So 27 years total, and I've been I'll say I've treaded lightly with being on the internet and talking. And so I had a plan. I achieved my plan and made it to the finish line. Now I can talk. EDC? Okay, that's easy. That's a good one. So on the ankle, some people don't like the sound of Velcro. So if you don't like the sound of Velcro, there you go. But so on the ankle, med gear, a couple tourniquets, chest decompression needle, 2 chest decompression needles, duct tape. Why duct tape? Because duct tape will stick to blood, bloody skin or material easier than medical tape will. And some wound packing material in this one. So this is the ankle med kit. I can show you that. As far as flashlights, a couple. So yeah. Oh, so here's the 2 chest decompression needles in the ankle med kit. People say, "Let me see it." Do you really have 2? Yeah, I really have 2. They're right there. Yep. So, flashlight Surefire Tactician. That's for the game time light. The utility light is a Surefire Stiletto Pro 2. Got 2 lenses on it. It has some throw, as they say, for distance. So if I need to see something way over there, or if I need to look for stuff, and that's rechargeable, so I just plug it in. I get home, that gets plugged in, phone gets plugged in, the things get plugged in. And so that's for the lights. As far as what as far as what gun, a couple Glock 19s. So So yeah, a couple Glock 19 spare mag. It's cool. Chapstick. Oh no, Alvaron, that's a great memory you have. Yes. So no, I still have the 219s. I still rock with the 219s. I'm gonna go look for that post when I had to. I called it. I believe in that video. I called it the Island Carry System, and I'm gonna share that video. Yeah, no, that was just a collared shirt with a couple Glock 19s. The belt, I'll either go with the SOE EDC, and or it's got the Cobra buckle on it, and or if it's going to be some sort of a dress up type suit type shirt dress thing, I'll wear a Galco SB2 or SB1 or SB3. So, Oh no, Marcus, it's cool. So Glock 19, just on the waist. So one up front, one off to the side. I used to carry both of them accessible by my primary hand, and so I've gotten more consistent with carrying the second one. If I carry the second one on my waist, the grip is facing my support hand. So that's cool, Alvaron. Francisco, hello. Here we are on 3R Operations live. So Marcus says, nice, I found dual appendix or whatever you'd call that. Well, left-handed folks can't carry appendix, so it's just two guns up front. Or whatever you call that, since you only have one appendix, that's right. I found that to actually be more comfortable than a G19 and a spare mag up front. So being years, I've generally carried strong side somewhere around 3 o'clock. And so that's why I have so many draws at work from there. That's why I carry there. So yeah, that's a bummer, Alvaron. Are you on Instagram? Because I'm going to be sharing. I've saved a lot of his videos over the years, and I'll be sharing them on my Instagram and the Tactical Response Instagram. So also the SOE ankle med kit. Yeah, this actually is not the SOE med kit or ankle med kit. This is a Galco. So this is the Galco one. And why do I have the Galco one? Because it's just what I've had for years. This med kit, this ankle med kit I've swapped the gear that's in it out, but the actual carrier I've had since 2000, probably 16 or 17. And it's great because you take the gear out, throw it in the washer, take it out, clean it. The only thing I've had to replace is the Velcro strap. So, but other than that, it's great. Alvaron, that's cool. And Francisco, you love the old videos. I'll be putting the old videos up. So, yep, Dark Angel. I've never ran a Dark Angel one. I'm sure the Dark Angel one is good. Unfortunately, I don't have that video, but I do remember that when they used to do the reviews on the songs back then. I don't have those videos. But I do remember when they used to do that. Remember when he would do the videos in his garage and he had all the police patches on the wall behind him? Remember the time he shot? Remember the time he shot the Spikes launcher? It was a 37 millimeter to Havoc. And it was some sort of a round where everybody on the internet lost their mind because they said, you just turned that thing into a destructive device. You're breaking the law. And you never saw what he shot it with. He showed the launcher. He showed the target. And then he shot the target. But it wasn't on video of him shooting that actual launcher. So he asked the folks, how do you even know what I shot it with? But people lose their mind on the internet. The internet police are worse than real police. I'll start going live on here more, actually, too. Just so people know to come here. I don't go live on my channel. No particular reason, but I don't. And I will start to more. I'm into radios. I got a whole bunch of them. People always want to talk to me about that too. Elveron says, I've even been on the premium side of Liberty TV for a while, which is my country's economy, and which in my country's economy and salary on that time was a big deal to me. Well, thank you for contributing and being a part of libertytv.com. Do you remember the vehicle tactics video that I was in? I had a block of instruction in that vehicle tactics video. So in that vehicle tactics video, Jaeger shot a target in the car. I kept that target, had him autograph it, date it, wrote vehicle tactics on it. I still have that target. I still have it. Oh, I'm not a ham radio nerd. I got a buddy that just programs them for me. I just know how to run the things. All them buttons. I get too deep in there. I just turn it off, throw it over there, take the battery off it, and then turn on one of my other ones that I'm not real deep into. So no, I'm not definitely not a ham radio nerd. My buddy is though, and he'll get off on tangents. His name is Matt, and if he's watching, that's great. But Matt will get off on tangents about ham radio stuff. Totally lose me. So to change the topic, I'll start talking about flat Earth or something, and confuse him just as much. What kind of radios do I have? Generally, just all Baofangs. Just the Baofangs. And why? Because I have so many of them, and yeah. Yeah, Matt. He's on Instagram. Matt gets on some tangents about them radios. He's great at the radio, though. What do we have? What do we want to talk about? That's cool. Maybe I'll pick up some of those. Yeah, those other ones were way less. And they're like half, probably $35, probably half of that. But yeah. Hey, how is the audio, by the way? Is the audio tolerable on this? That's good. That's good. That's cool, Marcus. Yeah, maybe I can grab some of them. I have a lot of Baofeng stuff. We haven't addressed that. I was looking over here real quick. See, look, I even have these over here. Look at these. I have these things over here. They're just this type of stuff's everywhere. You know what those are? The Baofeng chargers. Okay, audio is perfect. That's good. So, were we ever issued 147 grain flat nose? When you say flat nose, you mean non-hollow point? Because I would shoot. We had training ammo that was 147 grain flat nose, but the duty ammo was hollow points. Hollow point, and it had a material on the inside of the hollow point. Looked like hot glue, but it wasn't hot glue. We could talk cop questions. I'm good with it. You can ask whatever you want. Doesn't mean I'll answer it, but you can ask it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these ones were Speer. The ones I had were Speer, and yeah, Speer, and they had the I call it the hot glue. Back in the 80s, there was a movie. I forget what the movie was, but this lady was trying to defend herself from some killer, and the cops couldn't save her, so she had to take matters into her own hands. If you guys remember what this movie was, put it in the comments. I don't remember what it was, but she was in her apartment and she had ammo. And to make the ammo more effective, she went, I believe, I forget how she got it, but she got mercury. And I believe she broke it out of the thermometers, little thermometers, because thermometers back in the olden days used to have mercury in there. And so she took and hollowed out the bullet more in the front, the projectile, and she put the she put the mercury in there, a little drop of mercury, and then put candle wax, I believe, in the movie, if I remember right. I was a kid, but putting candle wax over it. And when she shot the bad guy with him, it was akin to a 12 gauge slug in the movie, as far as I remember. But I always remember that she hollowed out the tip of the bullet more, put mercury in there, covered it with wax, and then shot the bad guy with those bullets. churched them up real nice. And so that would be an interesting ballistics test, to put mercury in the front of the bullet, cover it with wax, and see if it even stays in there with the with the ballistics of an airborne bullet, if it doesn't just blow the stuff out. Yeah, FMJs. Yeah, that's what they were for practice, or training. In the movie The American, did that? The American. That's cool. Didn't know that. Don't even know what that movie is. Let me go over here. I don't believe I know that movie. William S. Greetings. You made it. You made it. Listen, there was about to be no live stream this week. There wasn't one last night. The channel has a strike apparently, so it almost didn't happen. But I did tell everybody, if something happens, come to the 3R Operations channel. And so here we are. Yeah, bacon grease. Oh, I don't know if it was real, but I saw a video of police throwing bacon at protesters. And the protesters were dodging that bacon like it was a hot potato. So good. It had to be, I believe it was real. Either that or it was AI, but it was very interesting. It was a quick video popped up, and it was one of those things I tried to go back and see, and it was gone out of the feed. And I'm just remembering it now. But yeah, the security personnel were throwing bacon at the protesters, and the protesters were backing up. So yeah, it was interesting. No, it wasn't a joke. There was a whole bunch of protesters out there, and the security personnel were here, and they had buckets of bacon, and they were throwing it at them to get them to back up. Any interest on any of these new or newer semi-auto shotguns? So I have a shotgun that I shoot. It's a Benelli HK M3 Super 90. I've brought it to class with me before. I have some videos on my Instagram of it, and it's a semi and pump. So on the fore end, there's a button. You can hit the button and click it back, and it's a pump. Or you can hold the button, push it forward, let the button go, and it locks it in to semi-auto. Not like the Spaz 12. The Spaz 12 is terrible. It's hot, as just unreliable. The thing doesn't run. This Benelli M3 Super 90, there's probably people that'll watch this video later tomorrow or wherever, and they'll be like, oh, I've shot his gun, that Benelli. But it's a Benelli, and it says HK on it. Not that I'm a fan of HK, not that I'm a fan of them, but this gun was imported in the 90s, and I bought it way back then. And so, yeah. So, yep. So, to answer your question, let me not get off on a tangent. I was thinking if I have the bag over there, the HK Benelli bag. I think I have that nearby. So a newer semi-auto shotgun. So it is my experience that those 1301s, the 1301s, the first one had a as some people refer to it as a fatal flaw. The Gen 2 or version 2 was better, reliable, but better than that version 1. And of course, the Benelli M4, it's good to go. As far as those Mossberg semi-autos, I've seen those have some reliability and feeding issues. Could have been an ammo issue, but I haven't seen those and I've had a number of people bring 1301s through class, and they run just fine. And they're because the operating system, they on face value appear to be a little bit shorter and light. They're light. They have that the blink system in it, so they're legit. The M3 is the issued shotgun on your city's PD. I will do a video on that gun. Yeah, absolutely. Hang on, I'm gonna get the bag. I'm gonna show you this bag. Hang on. All right, so look at this bag. I can't show the gun, but this is the bag. So look at this thing. It's a little bit dirty, but it's a Bob Allen. It's a Bob Allen bag, but this was imported with that Benelli. So it's a HK Benelli. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's HK and Benelli. Like it says HK and Benelli on the gun. It says Benelli, then Heckler and Koch or Heckler and Koch or however you want to pronounce it. It spells it right out. So it says Benelli, HK, Heckler and Koch, Heckler and Koch, whatever you want to say, on the side of the gun. 870s are legit, except they are difficult to get parts for. So at the moment they're difficult to get parts for. Don't know if those parts will ever come back and be reliable, but yeah. No, so that Benelli gun was imported by HK. So HK, as far as I know, if somebody knows the history to be different, but as far as I know, the gun was imported by HK, but it's a Benelli gun. So it's a Benelli gun. Back then in the 90s, it was imported by HK. So it said Benelli HK on it. But it's got a 19 3/4 inch barrel. It holds 7 rounds. You can ghost load it and all that. You can, it works. But it holds 7 rounds, and it has ghost ring sights. So from the factory. Difficult to find. They don't make a fore-end for it that you can attach anything to. That fore-end is part of the system that you would turn the switch and turn it into a pump. That fore-end is proprietary for that gun. So, yep. Yeah, it's a cool gun. I remember the first time I brought it to a fighting shotgun class in 2015. And I remember Tim coming over and being like, "What is that?" They're like, "What is that?" And I was like, I was like, it's a shotgun. What do you mean? What is it? And he's like, "No, that's what is that?" And he looked at it and he goes, "Well, don't run that in class." He goes, "Sell that thing, get your money for that thing, and buy yourself a couple pump guns." And I'm like, No, it's a pump gun. It is a pump gun. And he's like, no, that's gay. That's gay. And I was like, okay, it's gay, but that's fine. But it's a reliable gun, smooth bore, 19 3/4 inch barrel. I would not recommend buying one. I bought that gun in the 90s when I was young, and just thought it was an awesome gun. I saw it in a couple movies, bought it. It ended up running. It was reliable, and I've kept it. So, Oh, that's an interesting internet rumor that they can't ghost load the new gens. Well, Watch me be wrong. As far as I remember, you can ghost load that. Yep. Gun talk. Gun talk. How did we get on this topic? What'd you say? What'd you ask about the semi-auto? Yeah, the semi-auto guns. I tell you what I dig, and I get it. Some people don't dig them, but the Mossberg Shockwaves, the short 12 gauges. I have a friend, David. There's videos of him on my Instagram. He ran a Mossberg Shockwave through my entire 2-day, everyday shotgun class. So 600 rounds, most of which are birdshot, but some of which are slug and or buckshot. And he ran the Shockwave through that class. I showed him how to run it, and that's a whole bunch of power in a gun that big. It's about that big. So that gun's good. No, mine is not the entry version. Mine is it has the 18 and 3/4 inch barrel with the ghost ring sights. The ghost ring sights do not allow the stock to fold and close. So if it had the ghost ring sights, it did not come with the folding stock. So yes, mine can definitely be ghost loaded then. I replaced the stock. I have a shorter stock on it. The stock that came on that thing had about a 23-inch length of pull. I know it's an exaggeration, but it was a very long length of pull, so I ended up putting on a shorter stock. Yeah, no, it was 18. No, the barrel on that M3 is 19 and 3/4 inch, so it's just under 20 inches long. Gun talk. What else you guys want to talk about? Yeah, the Shockwaves are cool though. For me, I'm like that. That's an effective gun. People act like they're gonna go through a whole chest rig. So when I say chest rig, so check this out. So you'll dig this. So here's some SOE gear, but look at this cop rig. I've had this for some time. Collectible. Collectible. Look at this thing. So it's Kryptek Typhon. Somebody recently called it Typhoon. Kryptek Typhoon. And I was just like, it's okay. Like, okay. It's got a tear off med pouch. It's got the cards. And so it's got the cards that pull out, or you can remove these cards and it can hold a magazine in there, an AR mag. That's why they call it a cop rig. So some people act as though this shotgun fight is going to last for 18 rounds times 2, and they're not going to shoot a Shockwave. And I'm over here asking them, just how long is your gunfight going to be with a shotgun? So if you're in the woods and you encounter some sort of creature, 12 gauge slug or buckshot, how do I think Shockwave would do for drone defense? It depends on how far you can throw it. The barrel's short, so I get what you're saying. It would probably. That's a good question. I don't know. These drones are moving fast. Some of these drones are moving real fast. If you want to do drone defense, I've said this for years and years and years. And people were like, no, it would never work. It's cost prohibitive. And I'm like, well, what is your life worth? But if you're concerned about drone defense, as we're coming up into this era, if you ever go to a driving range and you see that netting that they put up on telephone poles way up, all the way out, and sometimes it goes over so you can't hit the ball out, 2 layers of netting around your property. And be like, well, I have 10 acres. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're probably not going to put netting over all 10 acres, but put netting around the general vicinity of where you don't want these drones attacking you. And so netting would be more effective than a shockwave. If I didn't have my Audi, I have an Audi R8. If I didn't have my R8, what other sports car would I have? That's a great question. That Lexus one. the Lexus supercar is pretty legit, simply because it's a Lexus and it's most likely consistently reliable. I won't say boringly reliable because it's a supercar. But Aaron, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you found your way here. That's great. The first part of this live stream was just waiting for people to show up. Now that people know that the live stream can happen here, maybe I'll start doing more live streams on here. But sports cars, you know what I saw? What I looked at about 3 years ago? It was an armored. It's not a sports car. It was an armored Toyota Camry. Thing was, they were asking 75,000. It only had 5,000 original miles, but it was fully armored, but it was a Camry, and so Camrys are reliable, but you can't really do much with it, and so yeah. So if I was gonna get rid of the R8, I'd probably get something armored. Yeah, hey, I'm good with keeping it gun related, whatever. There's this. I have a whole bunch of matching stuff in here. So I have this chest rig. It's the cop rig, and it's got the white label SOE. So it's white label SOE. Classic. I have that. Christmas is right around the corner, so I have matching Kryptek Typhon with the Toxic Stitch stockings, 2 of them. They're not white label though, they're just the current label. Ear Pro wrap, Kryptek Typhon with the green stitch, with the Toxic Stitch. Money pouch with the green stitch. It's a whole little collection here. White label. White label koozie. Can or bottle holder. Legit. These are the original chest straps from that cop rig. So these are the original ones. Because it has the H harness on it. And then this shopping bag, which is also white label. Kryptek Typhon with the Toxic Stitch. Talking about SOE like vintage wine. Somebody's gonna go over and tell John on his live stream. Whenever he does a live stream, somebody should chime in and say somebody got on the topic of SOE and Brian just happened to bust out a pile of Kryptek Typhon white label SOE gear with Toxic green stitch. Yes. There's a lot of SOE stuff around. Check this out. This is cool. So keep these around. These are just life straws. They're very inexpensive, but to filter water in a pinch, you should have those around. Check out this Hot Wheels car. I bought as many of these as I could find. Simply, nobody else would want them anyways, and I'm sure that there weren't a whole bunch of alumni in the area. But check out this car. Literally says tactical response on it. So I bought as many of those as I could when I found them. It's only like a couple I found, but it's kind of cool. Hot Wheels says tactical response on it. So much stuff in the studio. A lot of stuff in the studio. Have that here. That Hot Wheel, I believe that was in, I found that in either a what is the Dollar General? Is it Dollar General or Dollar Tree? Either a Dollar General about a year ago. Pro-choice. You guys remember this shirt? So much stuff in the studio. I just keep so much stuff around. It's great. Remember this shirt? Mm-hmm. So awesome. Classic. Marcus, you may be able to find one of those cars at the store still because there's a couple different versions. I don't have the other one. The other one is someplace else. But there was that one and there was a blue one. There was a gray one and a blue one. So you may still be able to find it. I bought them all. Sorry. No. I'm sure people weren't out looking for that around where I'm at in the middle of nowhere. X Prize stole it. Yeah, the ladies tend to walk off with clothes, sweatshirts, right? Specifically, not these. They won't get this one. This is the embroidered one. Classic, classic. That's a great question there, Brian. Mr. Brian, how would I explain the difference between the gun community and the gun culture? The gun culture is a group of unapologetic folks who have shed the chains of compliance to their liberal masters. The gun community, we're seeing a whole bunch of those folks on the internet right now go in on other people who own guns. And so, yeah. I literally had a Noco charge pack in here charging, and I brought it out to the vehicle. Brian, I could explain it a different way, too. Very simply stated, if you show them Jaeger's video about keeping your bags packed and they cringe at that video, they're definitely in the gun community. Definitely. If they watch that and smile, They don't even need to say anything. They're the gun culture. did I clarify it enough for you, Brian? Serious question. Well, Lewis, you found your way here. There was all sorts of issues earlier. There was the channel's got a strike already. So I had to do the 3-hour operations live stream. It was quiet around here, Lewis. In the beginning, it was quiet. It was just me and like 2 people that weren't commenting, and then one of them chimed in, kept me company, and so. Look at the cuff. It's it is huge logo. It's so good though, right? Take a sip. Can't put the genie back in the bottle. So I have a question, being that so being that silencers are wait, I have something. Hang on. Well, I did have something cool to show you. I don't know where it is. It's not. I got so much stuff. It's not here. So, all right, what do we have? So Marcus says this doesn't apply to me in Ohio, and I'm still celebrating it. Once cans, meaning silencers, are sold outside of the NFA registry, the registry is not complete. You can't put the genie back in. So my question is, does being that they're no longer, and I haven't looked into the details of it yet, but does that mean that the oil filters are a thing legally? Just asking, because if there's no longer a tax stamp and it's no longer a federal felony, I'm curious about the big old oil filters on there. So Logan. What's up, Logan? What is up? Welcome. Yeah, the solvent trap oil filters that some of them filters, some of them filters got big springs in them. And when you compromise the integrity of the end of that filter, the spring goes boing and it comes flying out. It's so hilarious. Yeah. You put that thing on the wrong, you put that thing on an attachment that has too much pressure to the engine, and the pressure of the engine pushing through that thing blows that spring right out of the front. It's very interesting. Logan, this is a classic hoodie. This is embroidered right here. That's embroidered. Mm-hmm. Brian, are the wicks pretty good? Are they the ones that got the big spring in them that boings out the end? Food questions? Yeah, ask your food questions. We're good. People with food allergies in the comments will have a coronary. Gluten. Somebody's like, I'm gluten free. Somebody just asked me for the link to the live stream, and I'm like, if you can't find it, why do I have to send it to you? Don't watch me then. If you have to message me, can you believe I have a friend that can't find it? I'm live. Stop bothering me. Butterscotch cinnamon? Yeah, sounds floofy. Adjustable gas or buffer tube? Adjustable gas. Adjustable gas or buffer tube? I believe we're talking about two different parts there. And so I have a SIG Rattler. It's got an adjustable gas block. If it's a gun like that, but on your fighting AR, you don't need an adjustable gas block. You just need the gas tube on there. It'll be just fine. You don't need adjustable things. Mm-hmm. What else? There's going to be a whole plethora of people calling silencers suppressors from this point forward. And for the moment, we will imagine when the day is here when we'll have to remind people if you put suppressor on your paperwork and sent it in, they'd send it back because you didn't write silencer. And they'll say at some point down the road, well, I don't have to send the paperwork anymore, so I could just call it whatever I want. So I'm sure we're going to get those people, but we will have to remind them that the patent said silencer. William S., better to overgas than to undergas. Am I on the SIG boycott wagon? I'm not. For a company, for me to boycott a company, first of all, I probably will never speak about them again, so you won't hear me say their name. But they have to do something that is, I'll say, against gun ownership by citizens. So to answer your question, after the 320 debacle, no, I'm not on the boycott wagon. And if you have a gun, let's say you do have a gun, and let's say that manufacturer goes sideways for whatever reason, they donate money to some anti-gun politician, or they donate to some campaign that has something to do with anti-gun, and or for whatever reason the company goes sideways. I'm not saying to sell your stuff. So if you have whatever company and they go sideways, I'm not saying to sell your stuff. You may want to just put some electrical tape over the brand name or something, cover it up. Yeah, Brian Yeager made that video about the suppressed and unsuppressed setting on the Bolt Carrier Group. That was something he was T&Eing back in the day just to run it. And I never heard anything after that about it. That's right, William S. The gear didn't go sideways, the company did. So yeah, that's So you don't have to go sell all your stuff. You don't have to go sell all your stuff to go with the new company. That they'll probably go sideways too. And so at some point, it's just you're going to be creating a lot of extra work for yourself. Just put a little electrical tape over the brand name. You're good. Just don't buy any more. That's all. Good luck finding what? The Gemtech Bolt Carrier Group? So for everybody that's in here, do you guys dig live streams if there's no general topic like there is tonight? Because I'll do more live streams. I'll just go live and we'll chop it up. I'll do it whenever. If you guys like live streams. Till my channel gets strikes. Yep, people still calling them suppressors. Suppressor. Yeah, Logan, thoughts on so Logan asks, thoughts on law enforcement academies across the country not giving appropriate training time to gunfighting and CQB. Yes. You know what? Yeah, I'll talk about that. That's a great question. Thank you for that. So, what you have in the firearms instructor world in law enforcement is you have instructors who get axle wrapped around shaving such small times off of their performance that they take away from the limited time given to them to teach everything else to do with gunfighting or to do with gun handling. And so a whole bunch of time is spent on the marksmanship point of it, the marksmanship aspect of it, the skill, right? But as you know, in tactical response and 3R operations and Brian, the hierarchy of this stuff is mindset trumps all else. Mindset is above all else. Mindset. Without the right mindset, I don't care how good you can shoot. If you don't have the proper, you're going to get me off on a tangent now. So you said, this is great. This is, I very much appreciate that you asked this, because this is where I wish somebody would question me on this. Anyway, and so mindset. I've carried a gun since I was probably younger than most anyone I know. I've never drank alcohol in my life. People say you haven't had alcohol. I've never had that much total alcohol in my life. Why? Because I've gone armed since as early as I could. What made me do that? Mindset. So when somebody says you can't teach mindset, or you can't give somebody mindset, they have to show up with it. I disagree with that. I disagree. I believe that somebody may have that in there, and it takes somebody to awaken that mindset in that person. And so mindset above all else, then tactics. Mindset is you have the will to fight. You have the desire to save innocent people. You have you accept that carrying all this gear is probably going to be mildly uncomfortable. These types of things. You don't go stupid places with stupid people and do stupid things, paraphrasing John Farnham. And so mindset. Then you have tactics. It's your manipulation of time and distance to afford you more opportunity to shoot your ops than the ops gets to shoot you. Tactics. That's what that is. Then we get to the skill part. Can you hit what you're aiming at? And so to answer your question, and then skill, then we get into the gear part. Gear meaning what gun, what dot, what light, what holster, what piece of kit do you have with you? So mindset, tactics, skill, gear, in that order. And so I'll take a person with me to whatever critical incident that has the proper mindset to go there and handle it than somebody who can shoot extremely well, but their mindset sucks. They have the mindset of a turnip. They want to stick their head in the dirt and not see what's going on. Or as some law enforcement do, they'll take the long way there. Or they miraculously get a flat tire on the way. These types of folks, right? So to answer your question about, let me make sure that I get the question right. Yeah, so let me see what the question. Giving the appropriate training time. Yes. So people want to spend all this time on marksmanship, timers, trigger, all this stuff. Like, can the dude hit what he's aiming at? Good. Let's move on. Like, can he hit? Yes. Good. Let's go. Let's move on. I don't care about his split times. If there's more than just the ops down there, more than just the suspect that needs to be shot right now down there, the split times are probably what we shouldn't be concerned with. And so the time spent we have as firearms instructors, and before anybody comes on here and starts talking, the last over 2 years of my career, I was assigned full-time as a firearms instructor at the New York State Police Academy. When I retired, I was a senior firearms instructor. And so in the law enforcement world of instructing, if you have this much time to teach them whatever we need to teach them, whatever they need to be taught to go out into the world, and we use this much of it on marksmanship stuff and this much of it on maybe awakening the mindset to be able to apply the tactics and then be able to hit, shoot and hit what we're intending to hit. Because I say this. If you miss what you are shooting at, now you are an active shooter. People don't like that. People say that's a real ugly way to say it. Well, that tells me that you're probably not very confident in the way you shoot. And so the police officers get out there and they start banging away on the trigger. And what you'll have are instructors will say something akin to, well, we need to teach them how to shoot like that because that is how they're going to shoot under pressure. There are plenty of videos out there with dudes who don't shoot like that under pressure. And so, should you be able to press that trigger without disrupting where that round is going to go? Absolutely. Yes. But not being shot while doing that is more important. And so mindset is above all else. Tactics. You're manipulating time and distance. So you are afforded more opportunities to shoot the ops, and the ops are to shoot you. And then the skill. Can you hit what you're aiming at? Good. We've got past the aim. Can we please move past? They can hit what they're aiming at. And if they can't, we're going to do that part. That part is going to be incorporated with all the other stuff. And CQB stuff, right? So CQB stuff, you asked in your comments. So yes, as law enforcement across the country, if you're given them a certain amount of time to teach them gun stuff, and you take most of the time to teach skill-based shooting on timers, they may be able to do well at the match on the weekend. They may. But how do they handle the gunfight? I'm still seeing it. I'm still seeing a whole bunch of videos online of police officers at agencies that I know who taught them, and they still shoot totally negligently. If that's a word. Negligently. Rounds going everywhere. And so they didn't have me telling them, hey, stop shooting everyone. How about that? So, yes. And yes, this mindset debate that the mindset thing, people will, you can't give people mindset. You're right, you can't give it to them. But if I have 10 people, here's the thing, I'm living proof of it. And so when I was younger, I was around firearms growing up. I was a child, and I had a .22 long rifle, bolt action. I believe it was a Marlin, little tiny magazine in my room, loaded with bullets in it. I had a computer desk, and it was up on the desk, and I had a Tamiya Blackfoot next to it. That is a remote control car back in the late 80s. And so I grew up around guns. And so hunting out in the woods, that was my take on guns. That's what I was brought up around. Guns was firearm safety, yes, and hunting. Going to skeet shooting, things like that with my dad and my family. And then where in 10th grade, where I lived in Massachusetts, there was a fellow went into a school. He was a student there, shot a bunch of people. Police turned up to the scene. His gun malfunctioned. They took him into custody. He's still currently in prison. And so I'm in 10th grade, and this guy shot a bunch of people. 30 minutes from where I live. You can look it up. It was a shooting called at the Simon's Rock College of Bard in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. So way up there in Massachusetts, in the middle of the Berkshires, very affluent area, a student at that school who was not from the area, and started shooting people. Bought a gun, started shooting people. And bought a gun, got his hands on a gun, bought ammo through the mail, apparently. And so that's what, up in Massachusetts, that's why they banned mail order ammo, is because this guy did this. This kid did this. But I'm in 10th grade, and he goes in there and shoots a bunch of people 30 minutes from where I lived, where I went to high school. My mindset switched. There was something that switched. It took that. So I had it in me. It wasn't like I watched this and became oblivious. It was like totally oblivious. Something clicked in here when that happened. And from that point forward, I became interested in firearms for a different reason. In 10th grade is when the mindset switched. But it took that. I don't know when it would have switched after that if that incident didn't happen. And so as instructors, if there is a spark, if there is a sleeping giant, if there is a dormant perspective in that person, I believe that we as responsible teachers can wake that up. So if I have 20 people in front of me and I give them a mindset lecture, rant, block of instruction, whatever you want to refer to it as, and three of them find that in themselves waking up, good. So for all the people that say you can't teach mindset, you can wake it up, you can most certainly ignite it. And so maybe it's a play on words, maybe it's a whatever, but police officers are citizens. They're not some Delta dude that trained at whatever place. These are citizens running around out there. They got the logistics of life don't allow them to go to the range every single weekend to shave a quarter second off their draw stroke. These people and police officers, the logistics of their life do not allow them to go to the range every weekend. And so as instructors, we have a block of time. Can they hit what they're aiming at? Good. Let's apply that. Let's apply those hard skills and fundamentals that we taught you there with all the other tactical stuff. And I don't mean to be, I don't mean to be not angry. I'm just saying. If the majority of law enforcement training is timer-based performance shooting, I don't believe that prepares police officers for gunfighting. So clip that and send it to your favorite LE instructor. And they'll be like, who's this guy? And then I'm going to have to give him a dissertation. And I'll paraphrase Jaeger. Disagreeing with me doesn't make you right. Aaron, you dig the live streams? Cool. Well, Marcus is down to 6 PSI in his front tire. On all my vehicles, so even on the Lexus, I keep the tire pressure monitor screen up so I can see before, if it starts going down, I know that it's not going back up on its own, and so I can see it before the warning light goes on. That has come in handy more than once, tons of times. My tire pressure has been dropping, and I've seen it dropping way before the warning light went on. So if you have a way to turn on the TPMS monitor screen to see the pressures of all four of your tires on the dash, you can put that on there, or don't put it on there. You don't got to do what I tell you to do. Yeah, that's right, Logan. You've heard it time and time again in person. This is why I like the live stream. Now, this is a live stream. This is what I look forward to. Yes, tactical response is the living embodiment of mindset being teachable. Yes, it is. But you get these guys that just insist on, you can't teach mindset. They either have to have it or they don't. What an ignorant way to think. Well, Alvaron, you're welcome. Right, and people, I have a very hard time listening to people's babbling nonsense. So, Not that you need real world experience to be an instructor, but I don't see a whole bunch of uh, I see people online who claim to be whatever they claim to be, going in on other instructors, and it pains my heart to see instructors going in on other instructors when there are 30 million registered folks in this country attempting to take our guns away. Silencers just got easier to get, but so but if you're going to use energy, if you're an instructor and you're watching this and you use a portion of your energy on other instructors because you don't believe in what they're teaching or you don't align with what they're teaching, that is at minimum irresponsible. At minimum irresponsible, and you're avoiding bigger topics. You're avoiding bigger things that are going on in this country than some other instructor teaching something that you don't agree with. Move on with your life. Yeah, and instructors that go in, you're not going to catch me going in on another instructor saying you shouldn't be teaching that, or hey, look at how terrible this is. I comment on a lot of stuff on the internet. I throw comments out there because it's fun. It's fun. And so it's fun, but it's not I'm not going in on other instructors. And so, but instructors, if you have time to go in on I'm gonna be ugly right now. I'm gonna be ugly. If you're an instructor and you're going in on another instructor, and you have time for that, you may there's probably somebody in your life that would much rather they would much rather have your attention than you give that attention to another firearms instructor that isn't going to listen to you anyway. So before your wife or your girl or your significant other moves on with their life because you were wasting time with other firearms instructors, go pay that person some attention. And not these instructors that aren't going to listen to you anyway. And so move on with your life. With that being said, I believe that we should train with as many different people as possible. Even if you don't align with what someone is teaching, you should go and attend the whole class from beginning to end and then formulate your opinion. But even then, if you don't align with it, the world doesn't need to know. Do something more productive than talking negatively about somebody. Because the other thing you're doing by doing that is you're advertising for them. So that's cool. What else you got? Any other questions? Let me have it. Let me have it. Is that it? Any other questions? We're done. That was it. You had enough? No, I have nothing scheduled up there in New England. My concentration of classes and time spent on classes will be down in Camden. We'll be down in Camden. Kevin, I think that there is a package for you. I think there's a package for you. I got to check that. There's a box that I think I saw a package for you in. It's a little pin or something. So Kevin, as of now, no classes scheduled up in Keene. If you want to get some folks together, I mean, I could do something. I'm just not pushing it. I'm not pushing it up there. I got a lot going on uh, in Camden, and then when I head back up north, the yeah. But I go to New Hampshire. I mean, I do head up north sometimes, but nothing scheduled. All right, Brian asks, how do you not give up on someone that is trainable but they lack motivation? There's something that they do. There's something that they do in life that they're motivated to do. You have to figure out how to tie those two things in together. Whatever that may be. So there is something that they are motivated about. There's something that they are motivated to do. You have to somehow figure out the chemistry of tying that in with training them with whatever it is you want to train them. Any tips for young cops on dealing with the BS behind the curtain, the brass and the other cops? With your 27 years of experience, how did you deal with it? So, I got 2 ears and 1 mouth. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen at least twice as much as you speak. You can start there. And once something is said, it can't be taken back. So once something is said, it can't be taken back. It's kind of akin to the internet, right? You say some stuff on the internet, it's going to live out its life forever on the internet. And so law enforcement is that way. And go to work, back people up, take the fastest route wherever you got to go to get there. Be a worker, ignore the slugs. Don't partake in the nonsense talking of people. It doesn't do anything good for anybody. And get through it. Help people. Do your part. Do your part to make the world a better place. There's a lot of folks right now talking about the police. I don't necessarily tolerate it, because then I say back to them, why don't you just go be a cop then? You can fix it that much. You can go fix it as much as you can. Maybe that energy is contagious, and maybe you should go be a part of what you have a problem with. No, Kevin, don't send an email to the info. Don't act like I didn't even tell you that. Let me get the research done, and then on another live stream, ask me about it or send me a text. Don't tie up the info box with that if you don't mind, please. You can, but let me handle that for you. I know right where that is. Other people probably won't know where it is, and it may not even be yours. I just remember seeing Kevin, and it's a very small little envelope. It's an envelope smaller than this. It's about that big, and it has your name on it. I don't even know if there's something in there, but if it is your name, I'll look into it and get back to you on it. Camden is worth the drive. Camden's definitely worth the drive. Aaron, you're making a room in your new house, a gun room. What do you think is a must that's cool for you to put in there? Locks for everybody reading this now that they know you have a gun room. So, yep. Alvaron says, I just read into how he effed up his career. Thank you. Looking into getting into a new department now. Maybe. So Kevin, yeah, I reach out. I'm teaching fighting pistol. Yeah, for anybody that's in here, I'm teaching fighting pistol next. Let me give you the dates. 22nd, 23rd, if memory serves me correctly. 22nd, 23rd, I will be in fighting pistol, teaching that. So if any of you are looking to get into that class, you could just show up, just pay in person if you want. If right now you're not sure, you don't want to sign up online, whatever, you can just show up and pay in person is fine. It's next Saturday and Sunday in Camden. So. But what do I think is cool? What do I think you should have in your gun room? Is yeah, loaded mags. They're pretty cool. Yes, Oklahoma classes are coming up. Are you live still? Yeah, I'm still live. I'm still live. So we'll call it in a few minutes, but any other questions? Any other rants you want me to go on? Well, I appreciate everybody watching. It's bedtime. It's almost bedtime. If you guys don't have any other questions, we're gonna wrap this thing. Best weapon mount of life for finger guns. For finger guns. All right, Alvaron. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be here for the next one. It'll be fine. Logan, I got a lot of letters from them. I'm wondering which one you're talking about without getting into it on here. I wonder which one I told you about. So maybe he's talking about this. Logan, I'll talk about this. Hang on one second, Aaron. You're gonna dig this story. So years ago, there was an incident I was involved in at work, fighting with these two dudes. It was a home invasion thing. They were in a house, broke into a house. There was a family in the house. These two dudes are in the house, rummaging around the house. I get in there. They can't get out. They're like they're akin to a cornered animal, and they got nowhere to go but back through me. And so backup is apparently en route, but they got dispatched to a different street, not the road. So they misinterpreted what the street was as opposed to the road, I guess. And so I ended up fighting with these two dudes, pepper spray, baton, and my level of training, the more training that you get, the less likely you will have to be to shoot someone, because you will be able to recognize when you do and don't have to. And so based on my training, I was based on my law enforcement training, I was well into the territory of at least one of these dudes needs to be shot. I was well into that territory. But the training that I had sought and attended prior to being a police officer, because I took my first class in 96, became a cop in 99, and took other training along the way on my own money, my own time, and my own ammo, my own guns. That training allowed me to not have to shoot one of those dudes. And so it came very close with those two. It was 2-on-1. No backup was not showing up. And it was like the pepper spray was out, the baton was out, and it was a royal rumble to the finish. And the homeowner is watching it, and the homeowner's screaming because their kitchen is getting messed up. Big beautiful house that these people broke into, and the homeowner's losing it. And so ended up subsequently getting both of them in custody. And at the court case for it, the judge made them write a letter thanking me for not shooting them, saying how I was justified to. And my composure under pressure allowed me to not shoot them. And so I don't remember at court being able to explain that it was my extra training that I had attended that allowed me to not have to shoot them. But they wrote this big, beautiful letter, and they definitely didn't write it. It was definitely their attorney that wrote it for them and signed it. So I think that's the story you're talking about, Logan. So, the more training you get, the less likely you will be to have to shoot someone. You'll be able to recognize the differences. So, I know William S. William, I got a lot of stuff that should be framed. I have so much stuff over the years. Just, I'm not saying I'm a hoarder, but I am saying that I do have a bunch of stuff over the years that is piled up like a toilet in the Civil War that won't flush. So, and it's in a number of special locations. But one day, if I ever get stationary long enough to display that type of stuff, I really would like to do that. Appreciate it, Aaron. Mark of a true professional. Yeah, I grew up taking Aikido too, and so my Aikido teacher, the Aikido instructor was, I will say, I was young. I was a teenager. He would encourage his students to go get into confrontations to see if the techniques worked. I remember full grown, so I'm there as a teenager, and I remember full grown dudes coming into class all messed up, and the instructor being like, so it didn't work? And he was like, definitely didn't work. And he's like, okay, we'll try something else next time. And that instructor ended up, I believe, breaking his back in a confrontation with somebody. But he was legit. He would poke people enough, and goes against everything that you should do, right? So avoid as much as possible. And so it was the exact opposite. He would encourage certain people, not everybody in the class. If I remember, he would encourage certain folks, like, go try it. And so maybe they're trying it at bar rooms, maybe they're trying it wherever, but sometimes those guys would come into class messed up. So, and then his school closed after he broke his back. But, yep, so that's what I got. I appreciate everybody watching. So we'll plan on, I don't know about the other channel with the channel strike, so we're gonna tune in here, 3R Operations on YouTube. This is where I'll do live videos, live streams. I'll do more live streams if you want. And no, I'll do them if I want. How's that? I'll do them if I want. And so I may be just me hanging out here on the live stream. So appreciate everybody watching. And so, okay. Yes. So we just gained a couple followers just in time for us to sign off. Once it stops, you can probably comment on the video. If you come up with questions, put it in the comments. But that's it. Happy Thursday evening. I hope everybody sleeps well, and I hope you have a great weekend. Maybe I'll see you on a live stream this weekend. See you down the road.